This is your Weather Extreme video for this final day of January 2016. I'm meteorologist Bill Murray sitting in for Brian Peters, who's off telling stories today. And we've got a weather story to tell here in central Alabama. The risk of severe weather for Tuesday is still there. We continue to see a trend toward a lessened tornado threat, which is great news, but we still have a significant, early season severe weather outbreak possible for a wide area, the deep south into the Ohio Valley on Tuesday, and of course that will affect us here in Alabama. Let's dig into the details. Now, yesterday was a gorgeous day. These are weather highs across Alabama for Saturday. 68 in Birmingham, 69 down in Calera and Anniston, and 70 degrees in Tuscaloosa. Look at those 70s in eastern Mississippi, 72 at Columbus, 71 at Montgomery here in central Alabama. Today will be another beautiful day. Out west, lots of activity, a winter storm affecting parts of the Sierras, the Intermountain region, the Rockies. Look at those blizzard warnings in Iowa as we move through time. They'll be measuring the snow in feet in Colorado, one of my favorite places, Telluride, expecting over 4 feet of snow possibly between now and Tuesday. Look at those fire weather watches and warnings down in southwestern Texas. Town of Eula, something I've never seen yesterday, the National Weather Service in San Angelo issuing a fire warning. I had never seen that product, but that was for a wildfire near Eula, Texas, that was threatening that city. Here's the satellite this morning. We see increasing clouds over Alabama in a broad southwesterly flow, bringing in lots of moisture. If you look back to the west, there's lots of moisture there for it to tap out into the Pacific, and lots of Gulf moisture waiting to come in too. Southeasterly winds, clouds overnight. Those southerly winds making temperatures a little bit warmer. We're in the middle and upper 50s in the I-20 corridor. A little bit cooler down to the southeast where they had clear skies and allowed a little radiational cooling, 46 degrees at the ripe old time of 5 a.m. this morning in Alex City. Here's the satellite map with the surface features superimposed upon it across the United States. We see lots of activity in a wide swath from California through the southwestern United States into the Central Plains, then into the Great Lakes and New England. We see an active subtropical jet over the Gulf of Mexico. Lots of moisture down there, and we see those high clouds edging their way into Alabama in the deep south. Right now this morning, starting off initializing the models of the 06Z run of the GFS. That's what we'll use for our model tour this morning. We see that big subtropical high sitting over the Atlantic near Bermuda, acting as a big moisture pump now. The tap is turned on over Alabama in the southeast. We'll see dew points rising as moisture levels rise over the next 72 hours. You can see the winds already increasing back to the west over Texas and into Arkansas and Louisiana, ahead of sort of a double-barreled surface low this morning, Missouri and northeastern Oklahoma. That will drag a cold front our way that just won't quite make it. The subtropical high probably has enough energy left in it to deflect one more system, but it won't be able to deflect the system that will be in here on Tuesday. We're looking out now to tomorrow. This is Monday at 6 a.m. We see the cold front sort of knocking on the door of northwest Alabama. Scattered showers will move into the area tonight after a beautiful day today. Well, I say beautiful. I mean, we'll have more clouds than we had yesterday, but let's say mild. We always like temperatures near 70 degrees in late January and early February. We'll take that for sure, but we will deal with a few more clouds. There could be a shower this afternoon. I think the rain chance is a little better tonight, but you won't get very wet. Probably about a 30% chance and only about 1/10 of an inch of rain tonight. Now we're going to look at a surface-based CAPE for Tuesday night, 6 p.m. across central Alabama. We see very little in the way of CAPE, and that's our instability measurement, of course. You see the best CAPE over eastern Mississippi, west central Alabama, the tongue of CAPE extending up into Tennessee. So we're going to deal with another low CAPE, low instability event, like we often see this time of year in Alabama. No question about it. No surprise there. But if we juxtapose the wind shear, you would see the wind shears are quite intense, especially the further north you go. So a combination, sort of a sweet spot of where the energy and shear will be at its best in our area. It looks like it'll be over west central and northwest Alabama at 6 p.m. on Tuesday night. Now, it goes downhill from here in terms of, and when I say downhill, I mean the energy helicity index decreases with time, meaning our chances for severe weather decrease as we go through the night, and that's good news, of course, for us here in central Alabama. as that energy helicity index goes downhill. Now, we will see moisture levels really ramp up. All that Gulf and Pacific moisture out there will be tapped by this system. It will pull very moist air into Alabama. Precipitable water values will be pushing 1.5 inches over the western part of the state, and that's near record levels for this time of year, and that means a brief window of heavy rain. We don't expect much flooding at this time, because we're probably only talking about an inch to an inch an inch and 1/2 of rain from the system. Some areas could isolated get 2 inches of rain, according to the HPC, and that is pretty good. Now, all this weather geekiness means that we really think the tornado threat has continued to lessen for Alabama. There's obviously a chance that we're going to see an isolated tornado or two, either late Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday evening, but that chance seems to be better to the northwest, and the SPC folks agree with that. Their Day 3 outlook now shows an enhanced risk of severe weather. That's one step above a slight, their standard risk, from extreme southwestern Kentucky through western Tennessee into northern Mississippi and eastern Arkansas. That just clips the northwestern corner of Alabama. Places like Florence, Muscle Shoals, maybe Red Bay, Franklin County, and perhaps down into Marion County around Hamilton. The threat should be lessening as we go through time, though, and we'll just deal with a line of thunderstorms with the capability of producing damaging winds moving into central Alabama during the overnight hours on Tuesday night. In fact, here is the 12Z look on Wednesday, and we see that system is probably sitting right in the I-59 corridor if this model verifies the GFS, and that will be a weakening line of showers and thunderstorms moving through the state during the early morning hours on Wednesday. As we head to Thursday, this looks dry and cooler, of course, and that's what we would expect. Moving forward in time to Sunday, another shot of cold air. We see a deepening low pressure system beginning to develop near New York City. That's going to go on to perhaps be a big snow producer for Boston, if this model output verifies. But here's a look at the temperatures going out over the next 16 days from the GFS ensembles, and it indicates the warm temperatures that we will be experiencing through Tuesday. 71 the daytime high on Tuesday, back to 64 on Wednesday, and then we'll be sort of doomed back to the 50s and 30s routine. A little bit colder than normal for this time of year, but we see some hope as we move out toward Valentine's Day that things will be finally warming up. That's your Weather Extreme video for this January 31st. Meteorologist Bill Murray sitting in here. Been glad to do this for Brian Peters. He'll be back next week. And of course, James will be here tomorrow morning. We'll have thoughts all throughout the day and throughout the event right here on the Alabama WX Weather Blog. Have a great day, and God bless.